YouTube nerdizzles. So we have looked at all the different Joyo PXL pedals in part number 1. We've seen a simple 4-pedal pedalboard build using the RD3 rock driver case and the PXL4. Now we're going to go more complicated. Going to use the PXL8, which is still not so complicated, so just wait till we actually do a full setup with the PXL Pro for those who are interested in that, but we're going to go PXL8 and we're going to use a couple of other cool Joyo accessories like this RD2 case, which is very sturdy, not light, you know, but it's got nice feet at the bottom, it's got feet here, and it's got wheels. So you can also, you know, roll this around, which is very neat. And this will protect your pedals big time. Of course, they have a pedal board that fits it perfectly, which you can put in here. Well, if it's not, you know, your bone carrier. If you want to carry your bone anywhere, this is also great. It protects your bone perfectly. But in case you don't want to, you know, then don't put your bone in there. So here is the pedal train style pedal board. It's about medium size, you know, there's smaller ones, there's of course much bigger pedal boards, but this is nice for, I'm gonna say, well, I've got like 9 pedals on this one over there, but there's also small pedals, so we're gonna use some smaller and bigger ones. Very neat. Now immediately I'm gonna notice the compartment for the power supply, and as I said in the other video, since the big pedal board over there is already holding the Joyo one, I'm gonna use again the Carl Martin Pro Power. The Carl Martin Pro Power has a big Kaltgerätestecker, whatever, power supply thingy, I don't know what that's in English. And so you're gonna put this on here, and then you're gonna say, well, but I can't plug in the power, that's a stupid design. Well, Joyo is actually pretty smart, and they designed it with holes in the back, and you can actually plug this in without a problem. The power plug fits in perfectly, and all you do is put it on stage, power plug in, and that's it. So this way it will fit in here, if your bone's not in there, you know, and your pedals are protected perfectly. So we're moving on. Because I'm gonna have a couple more pedals than 8 on this board, and I also don't have a little, you know, splitter for power cables. Don't ask me why, I have to get some. I'm also going to put another 8 times power supply on here, the Harley Benton power plant. So we're gonna put that on top, and we're good. So now we have to Velcro this. Haha, way cool, because Joyo actually, and I was dumb, I ordered Velcro before I got it. Joyo gives you all the Velcro with it. So you order this thing, you open the box, and there's both sides of the Velcro already in the pedal board. So what we're gonna do, of course, in, you know, fast forward, we're gonna put Velcro on this and all the pedals. So join me. I will try not to take the rubber feet off the pedals, which means some of them don't really hold perfectly, especially something like the Joyo Crunch Distortion, which already has a lot of rubber at the bottom. So we're just gonna have some Velcro here, because I would pretty much have to destroy the pedal, you know, take all the rubber off. I don't really want to do that, so they might not hold perfectly, but most of them will, you know, hold just fine. Okay, so join me over here. Very nicely, the Joyo Ironman pedals, probably because, you know, I suggested that, already come with Velcro perfectly cut for the pedal. Also in the box you will find the same thing, adhesive rubber. So you can actually choose whether you want this to be rubber, to put it on the floor, or to be Velcroed for a board like this, which is very cool. So let's Velcro this puppy. So, why did I Velcro the back of this? Well, I might want to use a noise gate. I'm trying this for this build. And pretty much probably just have it in there the whole time. You know, turn it on and just leave it in there at the end. Because why not? As you can see, I left most of the feet on the pedals because I also use them on tables. I had to take the feet off here, otherwise it's too wobbly. But you can also just zip tie this in addition. What you want to make sure is that it doesn't really go over the edge, because otherwise it won't fit into the case. You know, otherwise I might slide it down a little bit more, but then it won't fit into the case. So, oopsie. I will be using a combination of my own cables, which I don't have enough of because the other pedal board over there is already wired up with like 25 of them, and the Joyo cables. But first, let's find a good positioning. It's always nice to have the pedals in a way so that you see the signal flow. And I would probably start with the Jetta Vibe, which is just a killer univibe pedal, not cheap, but very, very nice. So I would probably have that, you know, somewhere here-ish. Pedals are all situated. Yep, and not too loose. Audio cables all in. Now I'm going to zip tie them a bit. I'm going to use Velcro ties because I want to be able to take them off and adjust them. So this is kind of a neat way to do it, but of course if you're building your board for good, I would use zip ties. Hello? Okay, power. Now remember, the looper needs more power. On the little one it said 300. I'm assuming this one needs at least 300 as well. So we're going to make sure that it gets enough power. So we're going to use output 7 or 8 from the Carl Martin power supply because it has more power. More power. So we're going to put that in here. Okay, of course, make sure that your power cables don't run parallel to your audio cables. You should know that. In case you didn't know, well, now you do. Okay, so we're done so far. We've got all the power nicely stashed away in the back. You could see that. We're gonna, okay, noise gate is on. I would probably zip tie that down a little bit. So everything is packed nicely and neatly, and as you can see, we got 9 pedals on this thing now. The signal chain now is the Jetta Vibe. You want to put that in front of things. Turn it on. And it's blinky buzzing. We got the Joyo pipe bomb from the Ironman series. Very nice compressor. Actually, that's first. Then the Jetta Vibe. Then the Love Pedal Super Lead for your Marshall stack sound and screaming lead sounds. Then we have the Joyo Crunch Distortion. Turn it on. For some really nice crunchy rhythm sounds. And that is going... Next loop, which is number 5, is the Joyo Blue Rain. Also from the Ironman series, nice and small, so we can actually pack them all on here for a nice, bluesy lead. We have the Dr. J Shadow Echo with the tiny bit of modulation, analog delay with modulation. But you want to be careful on the amount of modulation because it's, it gets in there. So, and we have the analog delay from Joyo and going into a Moore Skyverb on a studio setting for some, decent reverb. So, that is going out into my noise gate in case it gets too noisy. So, as you can see, there seem to be already some presets programmed here. And I love this with the really bright white LEDs. I kind of like that more than the red, but that's, personal. So let's see if we can program that. A, B, C, D. We've got 4 sounds now compared to the 2 on the PXL4. So everything's on. We're going to go to Edit. Okay, that says low. High. Oh, very simple. So I've never actually used this, so let's learn together. Low, I would assume the first 4, then you hit the bank minus, your high, which you have the second 4. That's it. It goes straight through all 8 pedals. So we're going to go low. Actually, we're going to go on high, turn the... What do I do? Okay. Edit, low, high. We're going to go click these 2 off and store. So edit. We want our rhythm sound, which we're going to call Crunch Distortion, which is number 4. So we're going to go that one on, store. That's simple. We're going to go to sound number B, edit. Going to go turn all off. Okay. And we want a clean sound with a little bit of reverb, which would mean on high, we're going to pick number 8. Reverb always last in your chain. We're going to go on low and we're going to pick the pipe bomb, which is number 1. And we're going to hit store. On number C, we want a lead sound. So we're going to go super lead into the analog delay. So on low, we will have number 1, 2, 3. Oopsie. 1, 2, 3. And on high, we're gonna have number 7, store. And on number D, first we turn everything back off. I want a univibe going into the blue rain and some shadow echo. So we're gonna go high. I want shadow echo and blue rain, which means 6 and 5. And the jitter vibe is in 2. No, I did that wrong. 2 high. I want a, what is that, 5? Yes. And 7. There we go. Store. So we got 4 sounds now. And you continue on each bank. And that's pretty much what you would do. Do we have a lead sound? Yes, we do. I think we used everything. Cool. So, we're gonna demo these sounds in a bit, and see you then.